So today we're at Revolution Studios recording. We have 2 tracks that we need to create, a great composition. Gabe is handling all of the engineering and logistics, so I'm just here basically to oversee and make sure that it's all good. I don't really have a role today.
The interesting nature about recording stuff for a video game is obviously we need to make sure that there's a ton of isolation without any harmonic like crossover weirdness, and that's kind of how Liam is designing a lot of the pieces so that parts can be interchangeable. We have kind of 2 ISO booths here that will house saxophones and trumpet and trombone, and then we have another ISO booth here which we're going to put the guitar in, and then we're going to have Liam here. We have our keys here. In terms of sound, you know, there will be essentially no crosstalk between any of the instruments.
So let's start from the top. Let's get all the notes in the right order and play them right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
1, 2.
Most important thing for me in terms of planning a day is honestly keep the ball moving, making sure, A, we're getting signal in. My number 1 job is to make sure that whatever happens out there comes through here, ends up in there, and we don't lose anything. That's step 1. Step 2 is to make it sound good, and honestly, you know, with a place like this, you can't really go wrong.
It's been a lot of fun. Overall, it's been really exhausting for sure, as any full day in the recording studio is, but it's been really rewarding. A lot of fun to play this music with these guys.
We're Octorock, and that references an enemy from the Zelda series of games. Today's going well. We got a lot of good material. We're very happy with how things are going here in the studio.
I've never led a band with this much material in a studio of this size.
Yeah, for the one tune. The other 2 I was switching between, I guess I don't have to yell, between this and an organ.
But I knew I could do it, but I just hadn't yet. And so this was just a matter of being like, okay, I'm smart. You know, if I was gonna do this well, how would I do it? We're all video gamers of some sort.
The big question probably is like, why are we doing this? Obviously you can make music off of a computer track. What we did initially was we had a guy compose a track and have him make it out of MIDI files, and then we put that together and we use that, right? So why go to the extra effort and energy to make all of this music in a real recording studio with real musicians, a dedicated jazz band who that's their craft? But I think that it's super important because first of all, the game needs it. The game needs really that personality in it. The reality is that most people, when they play games, they don't listen to music. And I want to try to change that for our game. I want the music to be as an important part of the game as everything else, because you know that makes a more encompassing game overall. Some of it will be like more atmospheric as well. Like we'll have more like we'll have maps that are like, you know, more like jungly, and so we'll have more like, you know, atmospheric stuff and like a little bit slower and like, you know. And also like the way that we're moving the game, we're trying to like change it so that like it'll adapt to the conditions.
Yeah. There's definitely like a distinctive Toronto aesthetic that's happening in terms of like my writing, in terms of the band, you know, where they were educated, and where the influences are coming from.
So I just want to make sure you're okay, because like there's a lot happening over here and back there.
I only got grumpy once.
When was that? When I said play faster?
No. We were doing it and people were having too good of a time.
You're like, hey, outside of the actual game development and the on-site creation, this has probably been the most fun thing that I've done.
I'm tired and happy, and happy and tired.
Got isolation on all of them so that we can play with it from a gameplay perspective. That's important because if we want to mix and match an engine, that we can do that, so we have the flexibility.
Today was a recording session, and it went well. It's a wrap for the day. We just recorded 6 different versions of 2 tracks.
Again, 8 guys rocking, jazz band on Friday. What better way to get your weekend kicked off? So I think the boys are about to show up, so let's get everyone loaded in and start making noise.